So here's a quick question. Is debt good or bad? Think about it for a second. Did you say good? Bad? Well, my bad. It was a trick question. The answer is it all depends on how you use it. I think the best analogy I've heard so far is describing debt like fire. It can be incredibly useful. Think about cooking, engines, rocket engine, etc. Or it can be incredibly destructive like house fires, explosion and so on. A smart investor knows how to master debt and make it work in their favor. On the other hand, many people who do not understand debt end up spending more money than they can afford, and only to have interest spiral out of control, and before you know it, it's game over. So my advice to anyone considering debt is that if you haven't worked out whether you can afford it, or if you haven't got a clear repayment plan, then don't even think about getting debt. In this situation, the smartest thing you could ever do is not get into debt at all. However, if you're well informed of the risk and good with numbers, you can turn debt into an opportunity. Here are 4 examples where debt works in your favor. Credit card. Credit card is the most common type of debt amongst the average citizen, and it's also the most accessible. You can go online and within minutes get approved for a credit card with a set limit and interest rate. The trick to make credit cards work in your favor is to take your existing spending on food, bills and so on and shift them onto 0% or low interest credit card. If it's a low interest credit card you have, make sure you repay your monthly balance in full so that you don't end up paying a single penny in interest. If you manage your credit card this way, you'll end up collecting rewards points, get extra perks and also build up your credit score. A second example where you can use debt in your favor is 0% financing. That's when you buy something which they're happy for you to repay over a short period, interest free. This makes it more affordable to you, and from their side it enables a purchase which would otherwise not have happened. Therefore, it's important that you buy something you really needed anyway, and the point of the 0% financing is that it just makes it easier on your cash flows. You can use the extra cash to do something else, like invest. The third one is kind of obvious, it's mortgage. Mortgages are one of those indicators which make you feel like you're winning in life. Don't be fooled, however, because you could be better off renting. Now that's a topic for another video. In case you're thinking of settling for the long run and found a really good deal, then it's a no-brainer to get yourself a mortgage with the lowest interest rate possible over a long period, and in principle your house should appreciate over time, and if you choose a great location, the appreciation rate will probably be much higher than your interest rate, which means you're making a profit passively. At number 4, we have starting your own business. Just like the previous option, there's risk involved, but the returns can be higher. Starting your business is one of those most rewarding things you could ever do, and the returns could be astronomical. But starting a business is easier said than done, and you really need to make sure you've got the right idea, the right resources and also the right timing, amongst other things. It's not always easy, but you may already have the talent you need to succeed. Now I know what some of you may be saying, yeah it's all nice generic information, but show me a practical example. Well, I'll do you one better. I'll show you how I use debt to make it work for me. And to be clear, I'm not asking you to do the same, it's just an illustration. So about a year ago, right about the time I got into investing, I got a 0% interest Amex credit card and shifted all my existing expenditure on the card, which freed up money for investing. During the last year, I made around 23% return on my investments. I recently transferred my credit card balance to another card at 0% interest for 20 months and paying no balance transfer fees. That means I got it all for free. Effectively, what I did here was to roll my debt again onto another 0% credit card for almost 2 years. This is so that I can delay repayment as much as possible. I worked out that I made around $12,300 from £10,000 of credit card debt. So if I were to pay my debt now, I'd be left with £2,300 pure profit. But why stop here when I can keep rolling over my debt at zero cost? It's not something you can just do in the UK. In the US, quite a few providers are offering 0% balance transfers and with no transfer fees. If you want to know how I did this in more detail, I made a video about it and the link is in the description. Be sure to check it out. I've also got a playlist on investment and saving tricks and tips. Now remember, if you want to see more of that different way of thinking, tricks and tips, be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.